Hello everybody and welcome back to this beginner playthrough for Cities Skylines. Things are going fantastically, but we have so much stuff to do right now. We're kind of almost getting overwhelmed. But there's nothing ever wrong with just taking a moment, looking at the city, marveling at how the Sims go about their lives and are enjoying themselves. Houses are being upgraded. People are going to work. People are going to the shops. Shops are being upgraded. The economy is bustling. Things are going great. Our city is going fantastically so far. We were just working on this and getting kind of excited about these interesting roads here and the fact that they actually look kind of cool. We have a lot of residential demand, like just an insane amount of residential demand. I think I'm going to go in here with high dense. But I think I want to keep some of this low dense just for aesthetics, to kind of peel, like take this neighborhood section here and peel it around. Which means we'll want to do high dense through here. But wow, we're getting so many Sims. I'm not sure, do we have the jobs for these people? You know what I mean? We have the jobs for these people. Apparently it's not asking for industry. If so, let's just add a little bit here. A little bit of offices to give them some jobs. Let's fill that in, no harm in doing that. Let that develop while we continue to work on this road structure, sort of outlining how our city's going to look here when this area is sort of all said and done. I think once we get this road system kind of built here, you know, I think I want this to be a bit more uniform here. Like it curves, you know, it curves like this, and maybe it straightens out. Fact. Yeah. I'm just wondering, should this be rounded? Well, it is now. I'm liking that. I'm liking that quite a bit. Okay, we're getting some garbage complaints, actually. No, oh, it's been taken care of. Whoa! Okay, we got hundreds of Sims here just waiting for the bus. Uh-oh, and the bus is already full. Uh-oh. We have 200 Sims waiting to get on this bus. Okay, so this is an incredibly important line, apparently. This, I believe, is the green one that takes people to the industry, right? No, this is the teal line. Oh, this is the teal line. Interesting. I'm surprised. And apparently just having that high residential lets your city grow so much faster. We've already hit the small city marker. Holy cow. And we have trains, which will be pretty exciting, actually. There's, you know, we can either use passenger trains or we can use trains to move commercial goods, export them to other cities, or to move them around our town once our town gets much larger. Our town isn't quite large enough to really utilize the trains. But what we do need is, obviously, we need a metro. There's so many people here. We need a metro. But where are these people trying to go? We kind of need to watch this for a second, get a sense of where are these Sims actually going? Where do they get off the bus, right? Okay, I'm seeing some issues here. We haven't talked about this, so we're getting a little bit of backup here. There's a few things wrong with this setup. One, we have a traffic light here unnecessarily. There's not enough traffic here. So we can actually fix that. We can go to the info views, we can go to something called traffic routes. And we can go to junctions and we can actually remove these traffic lights. Now, the traffic lights, sometimes you want them, but when there's not really any traffic in these areas, they just slow things down. Traffic lights are created when certain kinds of roads meet other kinds of roads. So this kind of road is like a big four-way road, right? This is only a two-lane. So when these meet, the game creates a traffic light. But if we go into traffic routes and we go to junctions, we can see anywhere that has traffic lights and we can click them off. And I don't think we should have any other traffic lights because this is the first time we were using this bigger road. Now we can actually, if we wanted, if we felt like one place needed the right of way, we could actually set up a stop sign just for these people or so on, customize a stop sign system and try to fix traffic that way. So that's a way that we might fix traffic in the future, but right now there's no traffic. So we don't need the buses getting stuck like that, because one of the issues is the buses are getting stuck. The other thing is having the buses this close to an intersection is also bad because, again, they get stuck in the intersections. So one very simple fix we can make here. Very simple fix. Go back to the bus line. Let's let that bus pick up the people, but then we're going to actually just scoot this back just a notch. Now we're just going to move this back right to there. Just very simple. Just make sure that when the buses gets up and going, that they could just maintain speed through the intersections that are getting blocked. So most of the sims are fine just moving over here. Some of them are kind of like, I don't want to do that. That's okay. Now Metro, that's right, we need to see where are these sims actually trying to get to. These 200 sims, where are they going? Because that's going to let us know how to build our metro system. That's going to tell us where we need our metro system, because these buses aren't handling it. We already have 150% budget on this line, so we have more buses than the game thinks it needs. So if we have 200 people waiting, I mean, we could just add a bajillion buses, but it's just going to cause traffic. Like the buses will clog up the roads. So adding more buses isn't gonna really fix anything. That's the yellow lane. Okay, it looks like most people are getting off there, right? Most. Not all, but most. So the route is essentially the bulk of the usage is here, this area over here to here. So we could literally just create a metro that invalidates that. Or I think what we want is we want a metro that maybe sort of starts in the high density residential area. And don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of noise pollution that's going to get created from this, but I think that's okay. We probably want it to touch down here. So I'm literally just putting in where the metro stops are, so to speak, right? The metro stations, where people can actually access the metro from. But we definitely want it to loop down here and get into our original commercial section, right? You know what? I don't know if I like it quite there because there's not much going on here. It might be better if this was more centralized. That might be a better spot for it, a little bit more in the heart of this commercial area. Now we could also come around here and drop something, but it might invalidate a lot of the bus system that we have up here. And I don't like when my public transportation invalidates other forms of public transportation. I like when they each have their own job. So this one is going to be getting the high density. So what we're doing right now is we are literally just using the metro tunnel to connect these metro stops. As you can see, when we build the metro stop, they sort of have a bit of tunnel that they just start with, that you just have to connect those ends to. Just like creating a bus line, we're just going to grab the metro line tool, click, add all the stops. We have to have it come back. And we could either have it stop in here or not, but you know what, actually let's not have it stop there. Let's have it just keep flowing. Have it just go there and then all the way back. Because if you think about it, these commercial people probably don't need to go to this commercial area. What they need to do is they need to go back home. So the people coming from home are going to either this commercial site or this commercial site, but not many people are probably going to need to go. Now that could be incorrect. We might add that stop later. It's fine. We'll play around with it a bit. One thing we could also do is we could create another metro line here. That won't be good because it'll be hard to build this because, again, these are sort of, that would have them touching each other in a T formation, which won't allow us to actually, I changed my mind on that. Actually, this will allow us because we're not going to build north, or we're not going to build this direction. We're going to build down here with it. And we could actually come in here to the industrial zone. This might be invalidating the bus route, but again, if we're talking about getting people to work, it might be better to have something with a higher capacity than just a simple bus route. I like to give it a little bit of a curve, just it makes me feel like the metros are going to be able to go faster, but the metros actually handle sharper angles pretty well. Funny thing is we could connect these, but what I've done here is there's two metro stations that are directly next to each other. The Sims are perfectly adequate to walk across this crosswalk and go to the other one. They'll get off at this stop, walk across, get on this one, and go to work. They don't mind doing 2 jumps to get to work. They have no issue with that whatsoever. So we do need to actually, I almost forgot to build the actual metro line for this one. So of course the metro is a very high capacity, very fast public transportation system. It is going to invalidate some of our buses. We will have to check on that as we continue. Have to make sure that the buses are either getting used or not used. We'll have to play around with that. What I'm noticing here actually is originally we said we weren't going to want to do commercial here for reasons, but traffic looks fine. Traffic looks fine. Speaking of traffic, 94%, it actually went from 93 to 94 by adding this here, right? Because now we got people coming in this way. It's great. The city is growing massively. Power. Let's double check power and water here because, again, lots of growth. We're making enough power, but it's kind of tight. It's kind of tight. We actually did unlock hydropower plants, so we can actually make dams, but I don't know. You really need an area. I don't know if we want to, like, you know, seal all this off, but you really do need an area with a high water flow to but then it would block it off, and then I don't know. I honestly, I don't tend to build many of the dams unless there's a really like spot that's really sort of intended for that. Like, honestly, it might be good to build one here, right? Oh, that, look at that, 336 megawatts for 120,000. This is definitely an area that is intended to be used like this. That is actually insane. 416. So this is definitely a section that we would consider doing that, right? We wouldn't be blocking the entire river, which would cost a lot more money, but it would, you know, generate a good amount. So again, we're sort of just pretending we're not doing this exactly, but we're just getting a sense of, okay, what could we, how much would this dam be able to get us? We built it here, 512. Wow, this is definitely an area that if we built up, if we bought this zone up here, we could make a dam up here that would be incredibly high yield power supply. But for now, that's in the future. That's in the future. Go back to our power. Let's get another one of these proactively. The other thing we'll be unlocking eventually is solar power plants, which are kind of fun, and nuclear, which is 640 just for plopping down a building. That's pretty good. Although this costs more than that dam would cost, believe it. So no room. Garbage reserves. We need another incinerator because as we can see here, I know this isn't really very aesthetic at all. We might have to kind of move these somewhere at long term, but I don't know. But as we can see, we actually have the garbage reserves here are filled. This is full. It's processing. It only processes 50,000 per week. This has no more room. Let's keep emptying this. We'll eventually have to empty this one, so let's get this one up and going. Proactively there. We're making 10,000 a week though. This is where we're, you know, we're at the point where we're just kind of playing the game and enjoying it and seeing how we want our city to become. We probably need more education, I suspect. Yep, we need more elementary schools. We need more high schools. People are getting educated. So the cool thing here is we're actually sort of making, semi-accidentally, but we're kind of making a little educational complex, right? In the university here. We were thinking that maybe these are like dorms or something for the university. Look at this. Look at the Sims using the metro. Insane. Insane. All these little Sims down here waiting for the metro. Come and pick them up. Whew, that's really neat. That's always a lot of fun. There's Sims at every single one of them too. Metro's very expensive though. Metro is very expensive. Low land value. So this is actually a level 3 low density commercial. It's complaining about land value because noise pollution actually affects land value. Noise pollution affects land value. So in this case, they're a little upset. Some people also complaining that the not enough educated workers. Well, we're working on that. We're actively working on that. Of course, the people that move into our city, garbage piling up. What are we going to do about that? We kind of actually need garbage that has an easier access. You know what we might need? We might need a little service road back here. We get something that maybe sneaks under this. Ooh, we got it. We got it. Little dirt road, service road. That maybe comes in, connects with the industrial. But what we can do here now, we can actually move incinerators, one of them at least, we can move one of them to here. Now what that means is this incinerator can now go up this road, see, quite a bit better, doing a much better job at providing for this area. Now we should be seeing the trucks that this sends out. We should be seeing them turning and going up Green Road. A lot of garbage trucks on the road. Wow. A lot of garbage trucks on the road. And we might actually need to move this much closer. We might actually just want this as close as we can get. Without actually being within, you know, our sort of, the area that, you know, that people live. We don't really want garbage trucks like in the middle of the neighborhood. I mean, garbage landfills and such in the middle of the neighborhood. That's not ideal. They are going to need more medical, though. Let's drop a medical clinic right here. It's going to make everybody happy. Fire, I think we've already checked with fire. It looks good. Although we could use more fire here. Always use more fire in the... industrial zone. They just can't get enough. They can't get enough. What are we doing on police? Oh, wow. Okay, it's been a while since we've actually put in a police station. That'll make people happy. Increase the land value, right? Get them to level up. Higher level homes pay more in taxes and can fill more citizens, right? So the higher the level of the home, the more households fit in it, I think. Yeah, pretty sure the higher level homes can hold more than just 5 households. They're like 6 or 7 or something like that. Maybe more in some cases. And of course, then they're also paying more taxes, I believe, per individual. So, for working individuals. So it ends up being quite a good thing overall. Kind of looking at this and thinking, kind of need more area to zone. Like this, we're growing so quickly. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. Just flipping between the straight one to really get the right measurements here. And the curved one to get the curved roads. I don't know what we're doing right now, but it kind of looks neat. You know, it's something. It looks neat. It'll look good when it's filled in. I'm really happy with how this looks. And it's cool that sort of we continued it out here to a point. But it does look kind of like... This right here actually does look kind of weird, kind of goofy. Almost wondering if this wasn't here. That looks better. But then how do we continue it? And I kind of like that that hooks in like that, but maybe it doesn't have to actually go up like that. Maybe this can keep going around or something. So. Then we'll just have to fill that. Maybe we fill that in by doing one of these or something. The zoning's not going to be great here, right? We don't have room to get the really nice zoning. And that kind of looks smushed, doesn't it? Kind of looks smushed. It doesn't look too bad because it kind of looks like this road's sort of curling around into that road. Maybe we actually need to back it up a bit more. You know, that'd be good. This is just kind of like, I don't know. This is kind of parts of the joys of the game, you know. According to that, it's saying it should actually hook in there. Oh, what is that? Does it look like that kind of curves around into there? Little bit. Little bit. Little bit. We've also moved the four-way intersection from here out to here and having it on the outskirts is going to mean that the traffic issues that can come from that aren't going to be too bad. So how many people are using our metro system? Traffic is only down to 93%. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's review our... Ooh, 300 people using this metro. Ooh, wow. Okay, good usage. We only have 2 metros on the track. Got 80-something people waiting here to be picked up. 40-something people here. This is looking good. This is looking just about right, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if we're actually making a profit from our metro, but that's not too bad. This one's not getting used as much. And I suspect... probably don't need as many buses in some of these areas because of the metro. That's looking good. See, we still have good use on this bus, right? We have good use on this bus, but it's not 300 people waiting at one stop because now they're using the metro instead. But we're still getting people using these buses, which is kind of exciting. I was worried that that wasn't going to be the case. Checking the lines here. Good usage here. Really good usage here. You know, we got 24 people waiting. We got a bus out of 2 out of 30. It's going to come and pick up every single one of those waiting people. That's what you like to see. No one actually waiting for multiple buses to come by. That's when you know you have a problem, right? If the buses can't pick up everybody at a stop in one pass, then there's a problem there. Like here, we could argue that maybe there's a problem here. Well, this is the green line. We were just talking about this. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Sort of. When these buses get through here, there's not enough people using this line to justify more buses. It's just that it's a large line, so right, so it takes a while for the buses to do the loop. Once they get sufficiently distributed, though, it'll be okay. Now, are we actually making money from our public transportation? That's very hard to do, I find. So in this case, we're making 1,400, 400, and 1,000. Here we're spending 1,000 and 2,000. Now, of course, the cost of the buses is largely inflated from the actual bus depot, right? We're spending 720 just for the bus depot. So presumably we're making a profit on our individual lines. The lines are making profit, but we don't have enough buses. We don't have a big enough city to have an overall profit, right? There's a large sort of sunk cost to just getting it going in the first place, but it helps with traffic, and traffic helps with just flow and general economy and such, so that's okay. We'll take a loss on our public transportation, which I'd be curious, actually, if it makes sense to me that most cities take a loss on their public transportation systems in real life. But I'm not an authority, and I'm sure it's different, you know, different cities probably have different levels of enthusiasm when it comes to either making the public transportation better or not better, trying to make it into a profitable venture or not. Look at that. That's just nice to see. We got 350 people just using this one station, not the route. Just this station, this metro station serviced 343 people last week. That is crazy. It's getting people to school too. It's getting people to school, which is great. We need more educated people, more educated people. We haven't actually built parks for any of these areas, have we? We're making tons of money though, because one of the things that's happening, right, is... well, that would make people very, 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 very happy. Building a botanical. How expensive is this? It's only $240 a week. That's a very nice spot right across from the university. That's going to be a great spot for it. We're going to take out some of our large buildings there, which is unfortunate, but doesn't that look great? Uh-oh. A lot of people waiting at the bus stop. Where's the next bus? That's it. Here it comes. Please don't be full. Okay, well, it's okay if you're full if these 26 people want to get off here. Let's see if the bulk of these people are getting off or not. We might need to increase the amount of buses on this line. 30, 28. Yeah, let's go back up to 5. This line has a lot of potential, and it's going to be getting more busy as time goes on. That's a really nice botanical gardens, though. Go in with some other parks. Maybe a little dog park over here. Plaza. Plazas, I think, look good for these areas that have the bigger buildings. So one of the nice things about leaving that little bit of a gap, notice how the parks are slightly bigger than a 4x4. But having that little extra gap allows us to actually build the park in this area without smashing the buildings. See how we're going to smash 2 rows of buildings? Here we can just smash... I'm trying to see if we can just smash 1 building, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going to be smashing multiple buildings. No matter what we do, but let's smash them there. Well, these people need something over here, actually. Let's give them a playground here, too. Parks really do help with the land value, and they're pretty cheap, so... Oh, a basketball court would be awesome. It would be awesome right here. But it's not going to let me do it there, is it? Ugh. That right there would be perfect. Instead, I'm going to have to take out all these buildings to build it, but other buildings will rebuild back in its place. So, okay, everything's looking great there. So we actually haven't done too much this episode, have we? There's just so many little things that you can start managing and poking around with and optimizing, and it's a lot of fun to do that. So thank you so much, everybody. I think we're going to be taking a pause here, but I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.